Akashic Records hold all information, past, present, and future, and are available to assist you now.
Do you seek answers within yourself but don't know if you can trust your intuition? Do you desire positive change in life but feel unsupported by others? Do you suffer from failure to execute but have hit your point of enough? Not only have I been there, but I have found my way out, and so can you. The Akashic Records are your key to understanding any area of stagnation and hold solutions to your greatest challenges. My mission is to teach you everything I know about the Akashic Records, how to use them with mastery, while always staying in beginner's mind, which will keep you humble yet powerful. It's all within you. Come, let me show you.
What have I gained from the Akashic Records? Reading the Akashic Records has strengthened and deepened my intuition, and at the same time allowed me to build a deeper connection with the inner wisdom of my gut and my heart in order to be able to support and challenge the decisions that I've made in my head.
Learning to read the Akashic Records helped me to cultivate the courage and the knowledge to start a new business. It helped guidance become clearer. It helped me become more confident for my entire life moving forward.
Take two, as they say in Hollywood. Welcome, everyone, to the 7-9 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. I am so happy that you are spending some time here with me in my sacred classroom. Anytime I'm going live or I'm working with my students, or even just working one-on-one with clients, I consider this time of coming together, channeling from the Akashic Records, an opportunity to be in a sacred classroom together. So we're going to jam here together in this sacred classroom for the next 45 minutes or so. If this is the first time we are meeting, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emily Harrison, founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. I work with visionaries and thought leaders, training them to exit the world of ordinary mind and tap into superconscious intelligence through their Akashic Records. Once we learn to tap into superconscious intelligence, once we remember that we have access to God mind, this sacred technology within, it becomes very easy to get instantaneous soul level wisdom, guidance, and clarity in our lives. Now, what do I mean by soul level? Well, when I talk about the Akashic Records holding all information, okay, every detail of your life, guys, my life, guys and gals, my life, your life, every detail, the history of our planet, the history of businesses, relationships, homes, locations, like everything has an Akashic Record. Crystals, your animals has an Akashic Record. Animals have an Akashic Record. But your Akashic Records hold a recording of your soul's experience through the space-time continuum, past, present, all possible futures. And it is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. That's not how we experience our life down here on the planet. So just think about how powerful of a tool that is when you remember you are tapped into God mind. You are tapped into innate soul wisdom that can give you guidance and clarity every step of your life. It can help you understand the nature, the patterns of how you're showing up in life. Because here's the truth, y'all. We all creating everything that we're experiencing in life. We are creating. Your soul comes to this planet to learn. And by the way, Earth School is not a one-on-one kind of school. This is advanced level learning. All right. Your soul comes here to evolve. The essence of your soul is God's source energy that has incarnated into physical technology in order to know and experience itself. But we're all in this game together because each one of us can only represent individual reflections of the God personality. So we all incarnate as these different aspects of the God personality. We come here to learn about that, to learn about God incarnate. Okay? And we also come here, Peaceful Penguins got it. Not only does our soul come here to evolve and to learn, but we also come to create. And that's part of experiencing ourself as God. God is ultimate creator. And the truth is we get to create, and we are creating every step along the way, even the challenging aspects of our life, the miscreations, I call them. And the Akashic Records can help us to understand the nature of the soul lesson that we're supposed to learn so that we can move on. All right. Here's the cool thing. We are at a point of our evolution as a collective where we are shifting the way that we're learning on the planet. Okay. The old paradigm looks like learning through darkness, learning through contrast, learning through challenge. We're up leveling. We're getting an up level here, y'all. We're learning to learn through joy, through expansion of our consciousness. And we're in critical transition time right now. Not only are we shifting how we're learning, we're shifting pretty much every paradigm here on the planet that is not in alignment with that of the highest potential blueprint of the planet. So we're shifting paradigms in our relationships. We're shifting paradigms of money, the government shifting, education shifting, everything on the planet shifting right now. If you are here on the planet, your soul has volunteered to bring more light, to be part of the evolutionary expansion. What is bringing more light? What is evolutionary expansion? It's basically you waking up and remembering the truth of who you are, that you are plugged into God mind, that you are designed to be a vessel that radiates, that animates the energy, the frequency of heaven on earth. That is your soul mission, is to know yourself and to experience yourself in this blueprint. What it means for each individual person is different. We all also have soul lessons that we're learning along the way, all right? If this is making sense, yeah, please hit the like if you appreciate the information. Thank you. Right on. Yeah, give us a shameless plug. Hit some love, likes, hearts across the screen. If you have not said hello to me yet, like Peter Voras and Teresa and Regina and Bobby Joe joining me from Missouri. That's my old stomping grounds. Originally from Louisiana, Missouri. That's a great way to blow up the algorithms for us here, guys, okay? Is to say hello and let us know where you're tuning in from. All right. Lisa's got it here. She is already asking the questions. Guys, light up the chat box with questions. Lisa, I'm going to come back to your question. I also want to give you guys some example questions, okay? Check out in the comments wherever you're tuning in from some of the example questions that we have. This will help you figure out where you can ask questions today. This show is really all about you all, and we all learn from the wisdom and the intelligence that comes through today. So start lighting up the chat box. That is how the Akashic Records work. They work by what's known as invitation only. Doesn't mean only certain ones of us are called. It means we must invite forward the intelligence that we want. The records will only give us what we are ready to receive. So how do they know what we're ready to receive? We ask the question. So once you guys start posing some questions, lighting up my chat box here with some questions, again, like Miss Lisa Gardner, it's going to make a show today. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tap in and channel wisdom and insight from the Akashic Records. I'm also going to bring in an activation. Okay, we are tapping into super conscious intelligence, God mind, the book of life, universal wisdom. As you come into this broadcast, you are being illuminated with that frequency within yourself, just coming in contact with that technology. So I invite you to stay, get as much as you can. It's good stuff. All right, so what begins to happen is there's an illumination of the DNA. The DNA begins to activate, and you're going to begin to see yourself differently. You're going to begin to think differently. And you can do that. You can play with me here in that space. That's what you're going to get hanging out with me here. Now, you can do this too. Right now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it for you. Although I will say, this is another one of the big shifts and transitions that's happening on the planet is the savior, the go-between. Like, you don't need anybody between you and your records. It requires a skill that we're still waking up and illuminating within ourselves, within humanity. Your intuition. Every single person has this. Okay? Right on. I'm seeing some questions come in here. I also had somebody email me a question and I promise to answer it. So I'm going to start with the email question. Lisa, I'm coming to you. Chitra, coming to you. Awesome. Light it up, guys. Get your question in there. All right. Also, I want you to trust that if I don't answer your question live on the air today, ask it anyway. Just you posing the question here in this sacred classroom, in this sacred space, you will find illumination of your thoughts. You'll think about it differently. New ideas will drop in. Okay. Marie is here. I'm glad you're here. Regina, I love to learn too. Thank you for being here, ready to learn. All righty. So I'm going to go to my email question here. This is the big one, y'all. I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2020. I am physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually exhausted, trying to find relief. If you can relate to finding some aspect of exhaustion in your life, when you see me go like this, that means hit the love like heart button. Blow it up. Me too. Give me some me too's out there like a kid hitting the elevator button. Okay. Yeah, me too. The areas of my life that are just, I'm ready to release. I found yoga in 2017, started teaching as well as sound healing and Reiki. I keep feeling like there's something I'm missing that will just be the key and click. I'm going to pause right there for a moment and talk about that. Anybody else out there especially I would say if you are in the spiritual healing arts, or you're here to hold that energy or that frequency technology. Maybe you've been trained in Reiki or theta healing or astrology or human design. I mean, there's so many of them, right? And you just kind of trying to find your way, like, how do I help humanity with this? Waiting for something to click. Here's what I've noticed is that we are metaphysicians, meaning all of this is just base knowledge that we're learning. Like me with the Akashic Records as well. I've got to be able to assimilate that, bring it together, weave it together, make my own version and concoction that comes through me. So there is an essence of developing something new based on all of these modalities that we're learning. So if that resonates, and some of us can be perpetual learners, like Regina said, I'm here to learn. We can get caught in the swinging totally to the student side of that pendulum swing, right? If you love learning and you love being a student, you're also designed to be a teacher. And sometimes our souls can get too caught in the student mode. We need a little kick in the butt to start helping other people. So if any of this resonates, send some hearts across the screen. Back to my question here. I also am very much an empath and have been extremely distressed with the current state of the world. Don't watch the news then. Let me invite you to consider what relief you will get when you don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. It really helps. If you are an empath and you're plugging into a false fear construct, which is I won't even go down the rabbit hole, y'all. Just give it a try. Give yourself permission to unplug. I've been unplugged for at least 10 years. And when major shit happens in the world, it makes its way back to me. Trust me, you're going to know. Oops. Excuse me. Get it? I made a video a couple weeks ago saying I don't tell people what to do. So yeah, I'll invite you to consider and try it on. And I'll just share. It's really worked for me. But if you feel distressed watching what's happening out in the world, stop watching it. It's not helping you. Okay. How do I best serve myself in order to be there for others? One, doing the work ourselves is the best way to serve others because it increases our vibrational frequency of love, of light. Just that in and of itself, you get a cosmic A effing plus. Okay. For those of you who have activated your 11th and 12th strand DNA, and you have a desire to serve humanity through a mission, kind of Jesus style, okay? But it's your own unique mission. What that looks like is I don't even like to use the die on the cross analogy because there is glorification of sacrifice and self-sacrifice that we are clearing from humanity right now that is very associated with that story. Now, the aspect of the Yeshua, the Jesus storyline that I want to illuminate is that we all must walk the path and communicate our own experience from the trenches. So we're all going to have basically like our Jesus on the cross moment, our major challenges, the distortions, we'll call them, the areas where we get super tripped up in life and that are our soul lesson. We have to go through it. And then we have to resurrect. We have to rise above. Okay, so basically all of that to say, your medicine, like how we can best serve humanity, is by sharing with humanity the areas of where we've resurrected ourselves. We've gone through major challenge and we've shared with others. Okay. Another aspect of how we're called to serve is we each have unique gifts and skills which can be revealed in the Akashic Records. And as we do more work to clear our trauma, our areas where we're holding on to pain, frustration, anger, old stories, that places we need to forgive, right? That gets holded in the body and we've got to release that. And as we start doing that self-work to release areas of density, our vibrational frequency raises and we naturally have more access to our unique skills, especially our spiritual skills. Okay, so, our intuition, our ability to tap into the field and consciously manifest, our ability to heal ourselves, self-healing turns on, our ability to collapse timelines, meaning jump out of the experience of our life where we are in limitation, where we're playing small, and jump into frequencies where we're playing big. Okay? All right, so we're going to activate some starseed energy. Ooh, and as soon as I said starseed, many of you right now who are here playing big and here with activated DNA to change the planet, your starseeds, you can say yes to receive this activation if you want to. This is going to illuminate the multidimensional aspects of the DNA. So we'll meet you right where you are, activating your DNA, and bring online more of your ability to access Christic consciousness energy. Okay? All right. Good stuff. Let's keep rolling here. Let me know if you're having fun. I'm glad you guys are asking some questions here today. Oh, I did see a question come in saying, what is this? This is Akashic Answers with Emily. T-Graphics. I am tapping into the Akashic Records to bring through intelligence and insight for all of us. So if you have a question, light up the chat box with it. All right, Lisa Gardner. How can we best take advantage of today's 999 portal? All right. Well, I haven't even figured out that it is a 9-9 portal yet, to be honest with you. I know that it's July 9th. All right. So Lisa Gardner, if you're here, help me out and explain to everybody how we arrived at the 9-9 portal. It's probably 2025. So we add, that's the year, right? 2205. Yep, that tracks. I think so. Doing math on air, that's a little bit scary. But these galactic portals and gateways that open are awesome. And I'll tell you how I like to take advantage of them. I was hanging in the 7-7 portal on Monday as it was my mama's birthday. And then, of course, we've got the 8-8 portal coming up, Lion's Gate, which is where I take people into Mount Shasta. I did see a comment, something about Mount Shasta in here today. Do you do the Mount Shasta immersion every year? Yes, Miss Teresa, we do every year at Lion's Gate. All right, so how do we take advantage of the galactic portals that are opening up for us? Well, the easiest way, first of all, there's no wrong way to do it. The fact that we're even asking the question and bringing awareness to how can I harness the energies of time and space, pat yourself on the back for asking such a wizard question, first of all. All right, because that's really what we're doing here is how do we tap into these energies? The easiest way is just tap in and say, what's here for me right now? Or notice, like, what's my biggest challenge right now in my life? All right, I can use these cosmic energies to transmute that. And we talked a little bit on my teaser messages if you got the text message to join us today. How to turn the negatives into positives situations in your life. This is alchemy. This is transmutation. Okay. And ultimately, that's what we're doing with all of the areas where we're wounded and have traumas. We're alchemizing them. We're healing them. We're taking them from a state of where they bring us into a place where our energy is corruptible. Our energy is getting siphoned and drained. We transmute, we release those areas of where our energy is getting drained, those either karmic patterns from our ancestral what's handed down to us in ancestral DNA or from our traumas in this life, we release them. And then we open up more space. And so just like tapping in and asking what's there for you and just looking around your life is one of the best ways to do it. Creating intentionality. I mean, these are the most important things that the guides are saying right now. Rather than figuring out if you're doing it right, bringing back intentionality and ritual to your life in this way will begin to draw in a consciousness that is self-teaching. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense, Miss Lisa Gardner and everybody out there. Once you ask the question, the intelligence that comes back to you, it's self-teaching. It will guide you. All right, so the guides want me to pop in a resource for y'all here. Come on back. So in terms of intuition and guidance, all right, this is how your guides will begin to communicate with you is through your intuition, how your Akashic Records will begin to communicate with you. And there are 4 different ways that you'll get the information coming into your mind through your intuition, aka your psychic skills. This is a free training that's going to teach you about that and how you can exercise your intuition, which is a whole half of your brain, y'all. All right. You've got your logical mind. You've got your intuitive mind. If you have not spent time training your intuitive mind, you want to, because it will help you make instantaneous decisions that are in alignment with you and your highest good. It will help you to communicate with your Akashic Records and your guides. It'll help you to communicate beyond the realm of the physical. Because of the electromagnetic spectrum of energy, with your physical senses, you can only interpret 0.003% of the data, the information that's available out there. That means 0.003% is all your 5 senses can interpret. That's why we got to turn on the intuition. Your intuition is going to tap you into a whole bunch more. All right. So Lisa says, yes, thank you. I understand. Rock and roll. Let's bring in an activation for those of you who want to activate the archetype of the high priestess, high priest in your life. And what that means to you, that means the ability to tap into the higher frequency wisdom and to create structure and relevance around that wisdom in the modern day landscape. So if you feel like that is you, you can type yes. The guides are bringing in an activation right now to support the archetype of the priest, the priestess. And this gives you, powerful access to ancient wisdom, likely information that you have used in a past life. Yay, Miss Marlena getting activated, Miss Regina getting activated, Miss Lisa getting activated. Right on, me too. I'll take some. All right, so let's go back to some more questions here. What tuning fork am I using? This one happens to be a MetaVibe technology, calibrated to the frequency of Ohm, 136 hertz. I have quite a few of them, though. My mama, I'm so proud of my mama. Y'all give mama some love, lax hearts across the screen. She's not here today. She's working. My mom spent 9 months getting a really unique certification in biofield tuning. That it's amazing. I'll just say that. Yeah, so my mom has given me some presents along the way. All right. Oh God, again about releasing my childhood abuse. But if one doesn't have support in life, doesn't seem wonderful. And I am a starseed. I'm glad you're here. For those of you who have suffered childhood abuse, I experienced something really unique recently. Going to Mount Shasta, talking about the power of Mount Shasta. where my client released 40, 50 years maybe of energy and trauma held around childhood abuse. Whew, that's big stuff. If any of you all are working on that right now, I'm going to create an activation, call through an activation transmission. A powerful unconditional love is coming through the heart chakra right now. For anybody who has suffered childhood abuse, if you feel like that is a struggle of yours and you want to reach out privately, I know that stuff can be very challenging, but please take the invitation, shoot me a private message if that's an area where you need to work a little bit more. All right. Sherry says, wondering if the Akash had insight on with all the bad news. It's coming from everyone I know. Geez. Well, okay, so let me tap in. One thing that's coming through right now is that in addition to all of the cosmic activity that we're experiencing from the sun, solar flares, the Schumann resonance of the earth shifting and changing, we also, like where we moved through the galaxy recently, through the remnants of two ancient supernovas, which really can bring a lot of unearthing and chaos, right? I have noticed it too, right? So that's one thing, is that there are cosmic influences at play, and we're being invited to trust, okay? To trust the uncertainty right now. And I'm just thinking of it's a cool quote. And I can't remember who quoted it. I actually didn't recognize this thought leader. My son did, however. He's like, "Oh, Mom, this is amazing. Where'd you get this quote?" But the essence of it is not naming the uncertainty that we experience in life. Like, be careful not to name the uncertainty. Because oftentimes the best chapters of our life, we don't understand until we're looking back on them. And I just got like a whole head rush vibration on my third eye. Blah. Okay. Yeah, so that's what the Akashic Records have to say about that. And P.S. don't watch the news. Sorry, let me reframe. Let me invite you to consider how you would benefit from not watching the news. Although that's not exactly what Sherry said. Sherry was talking about her friends and their news. Okay. Delinda says, will this be recorded? Yes, you can totally come back and watch this, as well as, we've been doing this every week since I started. So there are a lot of these. Anyway, let's just hold space for Delinda right now. I'm helping a friend transition today. Hospice coming in 30 minutes. Ooh, powerful gateway opening up that you get to witness, Delinda. I know there's a lot of rewriting, reconstruction, paradigm shift around death and transition in our society. It's really beautiful. Thank you for allowing us to share in that sacred ritual and be present with you as you're present with fellow human brothers and sisters walking the path. Ooh, that makes me emotional. Beautiful. I feel honored and privileged. That's cool. Delinda, this is, okay, the guys are continuing to riff here a little bit for Delinda. This is definitely a part of your soul blueprint, is the ability to hold powerful space for transition and transformation. It might not always look like a soul transitioning from the physical plane into higher planes of light. And the guides would like to bring through an activation for everyone here today to begin to understand your own divine blueprint even more. So you can understand how you are assisting humanity now at this time. So if you would like to receive that activation, I'm going to bring it into the third eye. This allows us to see what is currently unseen. We're inviting the ability to see our soul, to see our divine potential, to see the truth of who we are through this activation today. So type yes if you want to receive that activation. Ooh, lots of great sensation there. All right, you guys are rocking the questions today. I love it. All right, and again, how I learned how to do this. Biofield tuning, amazing. What's her website? Okay. Mesa Ware. She's awesome. Mom, I told you. I'm like, Mom, you got to get ready. It's going to take off. All right. Mesa Ware, will you, Jan Harrison is her name. Look up energy in motion. I'm sorry, shit, Mom. Wellness in motion. She's wellness in motion. Let me just double check. Want mama, you gotta go track her down. You can send me a message or I'm going to tell you how to find her. But yeah, I mean, seriously, some of the most powerful ancestral shift. Like my mama gets out there in the ancestral river with her tuning fork. Woo, doggy. That shit move fast. I tell you, be ready. Okay, wait, let me find my mama. Wellness. I think she's wellness in motion. Wellness in motion. Is this you, Mom? Health in motion? Holy shit. This is so embarrassing. Good thing she's not here today. She's health in motion. Health in motion. Some of you guys are Googling. Yeah, she's health in motion. All right. Here she is right here. Health in motion. Come find mama. Amazing. Okay. You can find her on Facebook or Instagram. Those are the big places to find her. Okay. Let's go for some more questions here. Peter, I saw your question here about your intuition. Yep, bam, there we go. Oh, and yes, Chitra, I'm coming back to you. Health issues. Okay, yes, definitely coming back to health issues. Peter says, how do I recognize my intuition? You got to start having a relationship with it and understand how it works. That's step one. Again, so any of you guys who would like to check out a free Jedi training, this thing is awesome, by the way. It will teach you, it's a 30-minute training, and it will teach you how to use your intuition, make it a reliable source of wisdom for you in just 15 seconds a day. Pretty freaking cool. Okay. But then how do you recognize your intuition working? All right. So intuition looks like synchronicity showing up in your field. Synchronicity are meaningful coincidences that can look like the 111s, the 22, 33, 444, all of those repeating numbers are synchronicities. Thinking about someone and they call or reach out to you is a synchronicity. Thinking of a song in your mind and then it playing somewhere is a synchronicity. So that's how we begin to recognize that our intuition is working. That's a signal that you're turning on, which, by the way, let me define intuition for us all. Intuition is your ability to know something instantly. Your logical mind can only gather data from experience and knowledge that it's come into contact with. However, your intuitive mind has the ability to get information instantaneously outside of your experience and knowledge that you've come in contact with. And how it begins to reveal itself that it's working are these meaningful coincidences. You can also, which really they're no coincidences, but that's what a synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence. And you also might find your dreamscape turning on. Anybody have their dreamscape turning on? All right, we already did an activation of the third eye. This is where the seat of the intuition is. We're going to get a double today. Peter Voras ordered us a double, y'all. Double shot. All right, so let's bring our awareness back to the third eye. Let's take another deep breath in. Bring more light into the third eye. Activating our intuition, our ability to know information instantly beyond our experience, beyond the knowledge that we've come in contact with. We're able to tap our innate, the innate wisdom within. That is the technology that is the Akashic Records, and every single one of us are wired, connected into this space. All of the answers are within you. Chitra, going through health issues almost more than a year. Doctors are not able to help. Can you help me, please? Yes. All right. So first of all, let me just tap in and see. First of all, the question that I'm tuning into right now, Chitra, and this is for anybody who is experiencing health issues, is what is available for us to learn when we are experiencing health issues? Okay. So everything that we experience here on the planet, our soul has agreed to. And if you don't believe this is true or it triggers you, that's okay. What I'm going to ask you to do is, for the sake of soul growth and for the sake of taking your power back, let me offer you this framework. Because if we take our power back in saying, I created this, or I agreed to this, we also take our power back to shift and change it. That's a really important first step. Because if we're pissed off about it and you're playing the victim mentality, then you're waiting for something outside of you to save you. This is this savior that we've been programmed with. And you're the person who's here to save you. You are writing your own contract. You're writing your own Akashic Records. You're writing your own experience here on the planet. So if you can figure out what the lesson is for your soul, you're going to be able to shift it and move on. You no longer need that experience, the consciousness of that experience, to show up as a teacher to you and teach your soul something. Help your soul to remember its power, its wholeness, its oneness, its ability to transmute the constraints of the physical reality and shift from the quantum reality, bringing that quantum energy back into the physical. Okay? That's alchemy. That's truly what our soul is learning when we're going through a physical illness, is we're alchemizing our soul's karma. Another thing that the guides want us to know when we're dealing with physical and or mental or emotional, like any kind of dis-ease in our body, is that it's important to recognize how we actually interact with the dynamic field of all possibility and how we create with it. So our thoughts are what create things. Your emotions accelerate it, but the thoughts are the creation tool. Okay, so your thoughts create things, and your thoughts plug into this realm of infinite possibility. And then the more you think a thought, the more consecrated that becomes. So thoughts move, like you could see them from the most outer ring, the farthest out from you, the infinite possibility. The more you think it gets a little closer to you in the physical world. It moves into a probability. And then the more you think it, eventually it moves into a reality. So there is a thought that you have been repetitively thinking, a thought that is out of alignment with your highest blueprint of truth, that you've been thinking for so long that it has manifested into a physical illness. Okay? So that's the next step, is figuring out, all right, what is that? So you can go into the Akashic Records. You can also go, because here's the thing, guys, the Akashic Records, I mean, here's the cool thing. We're living on a living library planet. It's a very unique place in the galaxy where a connection point into the Akashic Records is available through every cell of consciousness on the planet. Okay? We'll call home of origin of the Akashic Records 8th dimension space-time. And there are holographic connection points into the Akashic Records. This planet is one of them. And it's also wired within your DNA. Got in the weeds a little bit there. I can't remember what I was talking about. Something about you get to tap into everything. Oh yeah, we're talking about health issues here. Okay. So that's taking responsibility. We've chosen this to learn, and we're here to alchemize something in our life, some belief system, some thought that is not in alignment with our highest blueprint. Give me some yeses in the comment if you're following me so far, and if you're finding this helpful to heal something in your own life. Okay. Here's the next piece to know. I'm going to share with it very poetically with y'all. That is, we have all of the medicine inside of us. That doesn't mean that sometimes we don't need help from the outside world, the plant medicine world, sometimes even pharmaceuticals, sometimes even surgery. But from a theoretical standpoint and understanding, this is important. So when I'm taking people into the Akashic Records, we go into the Akashic Records. We utilize a piece of really powerful technology. It's a crystalline tube of light. This is what activates and raises your vibrational frequency so that you can activate this realm. So when I do my breathing videos, I'm having people breathe through their crystalline tube of light so they can illuminate their DNA and start accessing this realm. When we're going into the records, we use the crystalline tube of light to sink down into the core of Mother Earth. And there are 5 specific layers of Mother Earth that we visit because there's an activation within all of them. The first layer that we visit is the realm of the ancestors. The second layer of Mother Earth we visit are the roots of the planet. So the second dimensional layer, as we move down layers of Mother Earth, is the realm of the roots, where all the grass, trees, shrubs, plants, flowers, it all come together there. There's also beautiful metaphors of the interconnectivity of everything on the planet. Also, all of the medicine that we need on the planet exists in this realm. It's known as the medicine realm. Okay? Our bodies are a holographic representation, a geometric holographic representation. So, you Vitruvian man, did I say that correctly? And sounds, wait, let me put my glasses on and then I'll sound smart. I'll look smart while I'm saying it and I won't question myself. The Vitruvian man. You know what I'm talking about? The Leonardo da Vinci that shows the sacred geometric connection from the human to the planet Earth to the pyramids, for that matter. So we're holographic geometric representations of these pieces of technology. So recognizing that we have the ability to activate the inner technology within us. The self-healing technology is our ability to recognize and witness where we've, accidentally created the dis-ease through the false belief system, the thought form, and then choose differently. We have free will on this planet. We can choose differently in any moment. All right, so once you've recognized what the false belief system is, what that thought is, what that self-sabotage or whatever belief system you took on to protect yourself, you ask yourself a couple questions. You've got to find the gift within the wound. How did this serve me? Imperative for transmutation, because we're flipping the script, right? You find out, how did this false belief system serve me? And then once you recognize that and you don't choose it anymore, you don't need that circumstance to show up and play out this vignette, this life circumstance, this scene, if you will. I'm a former actress, Hollywood actress. So my guides talk to me in Hollywood metaphors all the time. And it makes a lot of sense too, because we're the writers, the directors, the actors in our own life experience here. And you keep writing these scenes, these vignettes for yourself, for your soul to experience. And once you get the lesson, you get to show up and play a different scene. Give some love, likes, hearts across the screen if this is making sense. Okay, so you find the gift within the wound and then you choose differently. We are blessed with free will, the power of free will on this planet. You can choose differently. You can rewrite your Akashic Records in any moment. So you have to figure out what the new identity or the new version of you is and start becoming that. Okay? In essence, y'all, that's how you heal yourself. The records freaking broke it all down for you today. Now, I recognize sometimes we can get to be the forest through the trees in our own experience. Like I said, the records are sharing wisdom, guidance, and clarity with us from a completely different perspective than what we're experiencing. We're experiencing the duality or from the victim, from the shadow state. Once we can ask those questions and jump into higher mind, all of it starts making sense. So if you feel like you're asking yourself these questions and nothing's coming through, maybe you need a session and I'll take you into higher mind and we'll see what comes through once you have access to your higher mind. But let me know if this is making sense about how the Akashic Records work. We're going to activate yes, yes, yes. Cool. That's interesting. Yes, for depression. All makes sense. Yay. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are activating. As you're remembering this, as it's illuminating in your field, your DNA is activating. Let's do one final activation. You can't see my hands because I'm above my head here. Okay, so you've got we talked about the 7 main chakras that run up and down the spine. We're going to go to some of the fancy ones right now. I'm going to activate the soul star chakra for you all. Soul star is even higher up than your crown. So outside of your head, about 12 to 18 inches above the top of your head is the crown chakra. This is where you process your relationship to God. And then another 12 to 18 inches above your crown is your soul star. This is the access point into the Akash, into higher intelligence. And I want to activate that for you all right now. All right. So I want you to shift your awareness into that soul star chakra. You might want to buzz, make a noise. You can frequency begins to open and activate for you. You can make whatever noise you want. You can just make a wah sound if you want. That's a little weird. Wah is an ancient sound, though, that will like release stress and tension from your field. So it's a good one. Okay, that's how we activate the higher strands of DNA, is the wah. All right, so what we do today is going to begin to open your awareness of your connection with this field. You're going to start to get more and more intelligence everywhere. Your intuition is how you receive the messages. Again, if you want to train your intuition, I think you should. There's a free training here for you. It's a 30-minute training that will teach you how to activate and strengthen your intuition so it becomes a reliable source of wisdom for you in 15 seconds a day. All right. And I want to give, Chitra says, what is the fee for your sessions? Check my website, theakashicacademy.com. There's a variety of different options. We've got a mini session that you can tap into. There's also a 1-month deep dive if a package is more in alignment. So I'm going to say, check the website, guys. And my price points are premium. And if it is outside of your budget, email me anyway. Okay. Because we can figure out, I have some scholarship availability for y'all out there. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I want to give a special shout out to Connect TV. If you are watching us on Connect TV, let me know here quickly before we wrap up. Just type Connect in the comments. I'll type it for you. And if you're not watching us on Connect TV, maybe you want to go check us out. It is a whole bunch of amazing. Oops, I did that wrong. Doggone it. Hang on. I thought my caps lock was on. This is like trying to plug my mama. Gee whiz. Gotta get better with. I got all these friends who are just, doing big things in the world. I've got to plug them all. All right, so we plugged Mama. We're going to plug Connect TV. Come check out this network, Connect TV. If you are looking for high vibe content, you are going to find it over here. They've got the amazing Shaman Durek and Josh Dumel, amongst so many others. So come check it out. All right, I love you guys. I will see you back here again next week.
This was next level. It was amazing. I feel absolutely different, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I was able to let go of so much limitation and fear and expand on an energetic level. I just feel so open and so aligned. And I've been able to let go and free up so much more potential. And so now that I've cleared that space out, I can tell that I'm going to be able to download, contain, and maintain a much more significant imprint in this world.